there's a part of me that feels like Harry is so weak that he saw an opportunity to marginally get under his family's skin, and that was an opportunity too exciting to pass up. I think that he knew there were going to be things about Meghan that they would find abrasive. I don't think he had any idea what kind of person Meghan really was. I think that they didn't know each other very well because a lot of their relationship had been spent apart, and she secured him very quickly on the engagement. And I think he just thought that she would be a mild irritant and it would be fun. It'd be kind of fun to annoy everybody in a petulant, childish way that he is. But I think that had he been able to see what griefs and sorrows would follow their union, I don't even think he would have chosen this. I think he was just completely naive. And he thought she was just going to be kind of spicy and shake things up and be kind of fun. I think he thought that it was enviable and that his brother would somehow find it enviable that he had managed to find himself in league with a Hollywood celebrity. Minor though she was, he doesn't seem to have realized that she was a minor celebrity. And he says in Spare that the reason he hadn't heard of her was that he, didn't watch much TV. That's what he says. The only shows he ever watched were Friends and reruns of Friends, and that's like all he ever watched. And he played video games. So she could have told him anything and he would have believed it because he just assumed he wasn't plugged into the popular things. And then if you Google Suits and you Google Meghan Markle, there's stuff online about her. So Meghan truly had him, by the nose fairly early on. But I think this is such a classic case of believe what you want to believe, because there was any number of times when he could have said, all right, this is where I get off. And he just chose not to do that. I don't know if there was some kind of blackmail involved. I don't know if it was just truly that he hadn't met somebody who was maybe she was just very sexually free and it was just very enticing to be with somebody who seemed to have no bounds. Maybe she knew how to say just the right thing to manipulate his, need for a maternal figure, and he needed to feel like he had some connection to his mother in some way, because I think he's always felt really guilty for not being maybe the son he wanted to be when she was alive, kind of rushing to get off the phone with her that last time, and then, she died shortly after, and not getting to see her very much. I think he feels, however irrational, I think he feels guilty that he didn't know her very well. And how was he going to know her that well? He didn't live with her most of the time. He was at school all the time. But I think that there's this sense that he needs to know his mother more. And so Meghan comes in and she is all of these things that he thinks were his mother. And I feel like that's how he makes amends, that he didn't know his mother, but now he knows this woman who's just like his mother. It's interesting to me because I think that Harry and Meghan both feed off of this person, Diana, this identity of Diana, to create a bond between the two of them. Meghan obviously never knew Diana, but in a very real sense, neither did Harry. He didn't really know his mom. Even if he had lived every moment of the day in the house with his mother, what 12-year-old really understands his mother as a human being? So for him to lose this woman who was his mother but wasn't always in his life that much just because of the structure of his schooling, he doesn't know that much more than Meghan does. And so I just feel like it's this strange relationship that both of them have based around this person that neither of them really know. It's very sick. And it's twisted and it's manipulative and it's evil. And the Queen is said to have called Meghan evil. I think she was exactly right. There's something very, very twisted and dark about the way Meghan functions. And I don't say that as hyperbole. For somebody to walk into a family and look to rip it apart and to elevate themselves and to have everybody worshiping them constantly, and that their demands and that their desires be preeminent and at the top of everybody's to-do list. That's evil. That's evil to want people to worship you like that. Because there's absolutely no reason why one human should give that kind of deference to another human. For what? And I think that Harry had no issues worshiping Meghan because he had such a deficit in his life. He had no direction, that to organize all of his emotions and orient everything to Meghan's flame and just like, worship at the altar of Meghan gave him something to do. Him wanting his entire family to also bow down with him at the altar of Meghan it just shows, like, it's almost like he's got like this cult-like mentality. Having been with Meghan, it's like he's been captured by her, and now he's like trying to inundate other people into this like new belief system that he has. And he is becoming such a zealot for this, Meghan religion. And he's like really upset with his family for not, that he can't seem to proselytize them into this new religion. But the fact that the family is willing to do so much for him, I mean, you want to talk about a tale of two brats. Meghan's family doing everything for her and her turning out like this. Harry's family doing everything. I mean, if this isn't a parable about how not to raise children, I mean, somebody could write a book on what not to do based on Harry and Meghan and who they grew up to be as adults.